Now, obviously, I know some of you skipped the first two, trying to find some important stuff. Every single word is important, right? There's nothing I say with no purpose. It's all built to design you into being the trader you want to be, right? How do I know? Is because I am that. Right? So nothing I say is out of place or extra. Just a side note, I've designed every single piece of information I put out on the internet to be digestible and consumable and effective enough to carve my family members into successful traders. Right? So I don't do this for random internet strangers. I do it for my family. Right? So as I'm producing this, I have my family in mind. Right? What would make it easy for them to find success in trading? And that is probably partially why I have a higher rate of success when it comes to number of students and the level they reach when compared to any other of these goofball mentors on social media. So bear that in mind and appreciate that, right? Because most people you follow online, they use this as their main source of income. I don't need this. I have a job. I make a lot more trading than I do with these mentorships. Right? It's pocket change, contrary to popular belief. So appreciate the fact that I don't need to do this, and I'm doing this. I can be I can be in private. I could never have joined social media. You would never have known I exist. And I guarantee you, the ICT and trading community would be in a worse place, in a much worse place. Right? But of course, I could never sleep with the guilt of knowing what I know and watching everyone literally burn to the ground, shooting themselves in the foot, which is why I'm here. Right? Appreciate that, understand that, and I hope that helps you look at my content through a different lens. And now we have that little mini rant aside. Market profiles. Traditionally, market structure has a very basic, unimpressive definition, which is higher highs and higher lows. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You can trade this because as we've established, you can trade anything and make money. But this is not an accurate depiction of what happens. This is false. What really happens is this. The correct way of looking at market structure is, in a bearish market, price will reject highs and break through lows. And then range. Anyone who's trying to catch continuation gets chopped up, gets suckered in at the high, and then crashes again. Right? Rejecting highs, breaking lows. SMT on one pair is a turtle soup on the other pair, on number 3. Right? So rejecting highs, breaking lows, rejecting highs, breaking lows, and so on. It's a bearish market. Turtle soup, turtle soup, turtle soup. Rejecting lows and breaking highs, breaking the highs that broke the lows. Right? So range, trend, rejecting the lows, breaking the highs. If you break the high, you're going to reject the low. Write these down. Right? If we break the high, then expect a range and then rejecting a low and then continuation. Right? It's very simple. I can't make it, I've thought of many ways to make it simpler than this, but I can't. Right? This is as simple as it gets. So if you don't get this, then that's not a good sign, right? So watch it again. If we reject the lows and break the highs in one range, then the next range that we break is going to reject the low and break the high, and so on. Market profiles. Everyone says structure, but I like profile better. So when you open any chart, right? Any chart, when you're done watching, to probe the chart you're looking at, ask yourself, are we trending? Are we ranging? Because the market is always in two states. The market makers have to keep the market flowing in two states at all time. In a range, and then a trend, and then a range, and then a trend, and then a range, and then a trend, SMT, and then a trend. Everything lies in this. This right here is a power of 3, Bible of the Open, for example. Same over here. Right? That's a continuation. This is chop, generation of interest in this range to trip their positions and then rally. Right? So trend, range. A range is when the market is visibly consolidating. So it's going up and down between two price levels. Right? So it's stuck between two price levels. That's a range. If it's breaking out of price levels and retesting them to rally again, then it's trending. It's that simple. Now we move on to advanced market profiles, right? As back as the 1800s, you have Dow theory, right? A lot of these mentors teach you, or they try and teach, because they frankly suck at it, but they try and teach market structure. If you ask them where did it start, they have no idea. Right? It all started with Charles Dow. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. This marks the end of the uptrend and the start of the downtrend. However, this is a perfect picture, but this is the common mistake that most educators make, right? You don't see the importance, and they never put the importance on specific highs and lows. This high is irrelevant. This low is irrelevant, right? The only highs and lows I care about is not this. So this Dow theory, so the founder of this theory of market structure has missing information, and what we've done is we've improved, by we I mean me of course, is we've improved upon their shortcomings, right? So we focus on specific highs and lows, and that's it. Important highs and lows are the high that broke the low in a bullish market. So when bullish, we wait for the high that broke a low to be broken through, and that unlocks the bullishness. The confirmation, of course, is one close above. Preferably displacement above the high with multiple candles, with a rush, with a shower, with a fountain of green candles, followed by a period of consolidation, and then a smack back into this high, which produces a second impulse leg. That's the OTE, right? This is the breaker, of course, but don't look at the pattern. Look at the logic. The logic is that highs and lows are used by smart money to move the market. So when you see smart money, and this is how they signal to each other through turtle soup and SMT, they use these two things to tell each other what they're going to do next. Right? So you can either go on the ride with them. Right? So take the signal, which they use for each other, which I'm giving to you. Use that and ride with them. Or wait for the SMT, right? Either turtle soup or the SMT, because the SMT is a turtle soup. When you see a market rejecting a low, that means the low is sponsored by smart money and it rallies. When you see price breaking through a high, now we know that turtle soup is trying to sucker people in above highs to smack it back down. So when you see it not being used for that, then you know that they don't have an interest in selling above this high, and they have an interest in selling higher somewhere, right? So from high to high on the left side of this chart, another high, and so on, right? So what we're doing is we're probing the highs and lows to get a sense of the signals of where smart money, the market makers, the market owners want to move the market. When bearish, we wait for the low that broke a high to be broken through. So they show us intention of bearishness by rejecting the high, and they show us an intent of continued bearishness by smacking through the low. So they show no intention of defending this low. When you enter a trade, ask yourself, am I sponsored by the market owners, by smart money? Is my low being rejected, or is this being disrespected? And if the low you're trying to buy is being disrespected, why are you buying? You don't have enough capital to move the market, right? So you need to wait for their confirmation. You have to watch out and keep an eye out for their sponsorship. The confirmation is on close below the low, preferably displacement, which means a strong wave closing below the low that broke the high, low that took us to the high, and then it's broken through, right? Followed by period consolidation. So we smack through it, we consolidate a bit, and then we retrace back into the low for second leg, so OTE. And more on that in the next chapter. Here's a depiction of how the markets move. So you have this here, rejecting the low, breaking the high. Therefore, if we break the high, we will reject the low, and so on. The specific high that broke the low was never displaced, and I know this is a depiction, this is an illustration, but if you go into your charts, which you should when you're finished watching, then you'll see this exact same thing happening again and again and again, right? The lows that broke the highs, unless they are displaced through, the market is bullish. So all along this way, nothing happened. We've never broken through an important low. As soon as we break through the important low, from that moment in time onwards, the market is bearish, and we can expect a continued dump lower, and vice versa. Bearish market, turtle soup, smack back down. We never flip bullish unless we displace and close above the high that broke a low. Right? Sometimes they're used for turtle soup, by the way. That's a discussion for later. But the point here is that important highs and lows, always pay attention when probing the market. What are they doing? Here's some eye training. What do you see? Look at the highs and lows, right? So the high, you could argue they've been broken, obviously. That's a random high. Pick the highs that broke the lows, or the lows that broke the highs. In this instance, you have this high over here. Have we closed above it? Yes. Have we rejected the low? Turtle soup. Yes. If we're rejecting the low and we're breaking through the high and disrespecting bearish PD arrays, it's a breaker, right? The down close candle that caused the bullish purge, breaker. Disrespecting the breaker, right? So we're breaking highs and we're rejecting lows. What does that mean? That means you're bullish, and we're waiting for a smackdown below low to rally higher. So we're respecting the lows. They're breaking through the highs, break the high, disrespect the rejection block, close above the high that broke the low. Right? From this moment onwards, we're bullish. Right? And you pair that, of course, with this range, chop, 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 sell side, buy side, we smack into it. Everyone's bearish, buy here and rally. And I bought this, by the way. It's not some hindsight trade. This is a trade I actually took by myself. You can look in my the Telegram media. You'll see it. All right. Eventually, you'll have the ability to buy at the low itself. That's simple. With time. But for now, just get used to marking the highs and lows, which one is being rejected, which one is being broken. And of course, a nugget is that the false market structure shift usually gives the strongest and most impulsive price legs. One-sided movements. That's one way to catch them. Another one. Market structure shift, yes or no? Anyone who is credible in the school of market structure in the world will tell you that this is a bullish shift. And they would all be wrong. Right? The market structure pattern traders are wrong. If they're objective, they'll admit to it and come and learn. Turtle soup, as they should. But they won't. The human being is an arrogant creature. So I don't expect much from them. However, you guys who've joined me on this endeavor, I expect you to at least have traces of critical thinking left in you. Ask yourself, forget everything. What is this? This is a low. This is a high. This is the high that broke the low. Or this one too. Right? Swing high, broke the low. We closed above it. We displaced above them both. Why did this fail? Market structure doesn't always work. It's the harsh reality that you have to come to terms with. And from then onwards, you may progress. Market structure it's a good method. It's a good technique. We've established that a goddamn coin works, right? So it's a decent method, especially when paired with the important highs and lows. But why did this not work? The answer is in the upcoming episode. I hope you found this insightful. I wish you good luck, good trading, and see you in the next one.